Our Great Lakes, and in particular Lake Erie, have demonstrated their resilience through the centuries. In the 1970s, Lake Erie was notoriously declared dead, but over the next few decades, and thanks to the efforts of many, it was substantially rehabilitated. However, with the impacts of a changing climate, our Great Lakes are facing greater challenges than ever before, and the blue-green algal bloom of 2015 was the worst on record. In response, IRCA increased its efforts to create a resilient and sustainable future for the Essex region. We congratulated the Province of Ontario for passing the Great Lakes Protection Act, allowing the Ministry of the Environment and Climate Change to set environmental targets and enabling communities to address local problems. Binational commitments have been made to meet phosphorus reduction goals at all levels and to work collectively towards again restoring the most vulnerable of our Great Lakes. In making progress towards reducing phosphorus runoff, IRCA created a digital elevation model for the 3 local watersheds. This tool will be used to find areas in agricultural fields that are prone to erosion and target projects to protect the soil in these vulnerable locations. We also continued several important research initiatives aimed at reducing phosphorus loadings from fields and greenhouses while studying its impacts on recreational beaches. IRCA was selected as one of only 4 conservation authorities in Ontario to successfully partner with the Ontario Soil and Crop Improvement Association to offer the new Priority Sub-Watershed project. This pilot will target a section of Waggle Creek in Kingsville and implement as many best management practices as possible to reduce phosphorus flowing into Lake Erie. Knowledge gained by this in-depth study will be used to guide projects in other local watersheds. We completed and began implementing the Essex Region Source Protection Plan to protect the sources of our municipal drinking water. And we assumed risk management services on behalf of our 9 municipal partners to ensure contaminants are kept out of our rivers and lakes. IRCA continued improvements along the Grand Maris Drain to reduce the risk of flooding. Following a biological assessment, overgrown trees and brush were removed. A planting strategy to regrow vegetation that will not impact water flow is planned for the future. We also hosted a workshop for municipal staff on the updated Intensity Duration Frequency Curve study. This scientific information will be used to help ensure infrastructure is more resilient to changing weather patterns. In 2015, IRCA carefully monitored water levels as they reached the highs of 1998. Significant coastal flooding was experienced at that time, so IRCA took extra efforts to ensure emergency preparedness with our municipal partners. We also approved a record number of permit applications and development proposals to ensure homes and people are safe from the dangers of flooding and erosion. Continued investments were made in our conservation areas to maintain the sustainability of these important public places. We built an additional kilometer of trail in partnership with the County of Essex and the Trans-Canada Trail Foundation to bring us closer to connecting the Essex region and Leamington Greenways. We replaced 200 feet of boardwalk at Copagarron Woods to ensure that it is safe and accessible for our visitors. The classroom at Holiday Beach was refreshed with help from Union Gas. We created interpretive signage in partnership with the Ontario Field Ornithologists and Peely Wings Nature Store to highlight the bird species that can be spotted in the Hillman Marsh shorebird habitat. We also celebrated the grand opening of the new Eco Washroom at Holiday Beach. Thanks to a partnership with the Gateway Heirloom chapter of Questers, the master bedchamber at the John R. Park Homestead was reappointed. Innovative technology was used to create wallpaper based on the antique fragments that were found inside of a homestead cupboard. In striving to create a state of environmental sustainability for our region, we planted over 125,000 trees and restored 142 acres of habitat. 4 new wetlands were created to increase biodiversity and provide habitat for a variety of wildlife, including species at risk. IRCA partnered with the Devonshire Mall and Detroit River Canadian Cleanup to create a native plant garden, emphasizing how on-the-ground actions help to improve the health of the entire watershed. We were pleased to be honored by the Carolinian Canada Coalition and received a conservation award for 4 decades of significant contributions in protecting and restoring Carolinian habitat. Recognizing that an educated population contributes to a resilient community, we continue to engage citizens in conservation efforts. IRCA introduced the Teen Ranger program for young people aged 12 to 15 to provide environmental leadership skills and created a benthic water quality monitoring program for secondary school students. Our new Earth Day Traveling Roadshow was offered at no charge to schools around the region, and through this 10-day pilot program, 2,700 additional elementary students were engaged in environmental education. We hosted 38 public events and worked with over 2,500 volunteers to implement 44 tree planting, restoration, or other outreach projects. Over the past year, we consulted broadly to gather information for our 10-year strategic plan. Resilience of our organization, community, watersheds, and Great Lakes was a reoccurring theme of this consultation and gives us confidence knowing that we will be prepared to address the next generation of conservation challenges. Given our daily reliance on our natural resources, it's critical that we build resilient local watersheds in order to ensure healthy people and a reliable, sustainable economy. The work that we do every day helps to create a place that we can be proud to call home, one where the water will be fishable, swimmable, and drinkable, where our important natural places will be linked through good planning and stewardship, and where our residents are connected through and with nature.